welcome to this edition of Consciousness Raising Online. What I'm going to do is it's going to be a fairly short presentation today because essentially I just want to get a particular idea out here because it's been the subject of quite a bit of I won't say controversy, but quite a few times there's been a lot of arguments about it. And debate and discussion and a certain amount of research too. Because the idea of Africa's original name, that's a serious kind of subject because we only call it what we know it to be as Africa. And then, too, one of the things that disturbs me a great deal is the idea that it's known as, it was named after some dude named Africanus or whatever. Well, that's been thrown out a long time ago because the original ways is important. So that's why I want to deal with the idea of what was Africa's original name. What did we call it before the invasions? Before some dude named Africanus got credit for it. And I'll start with this particular word, Alkebulan. And so we'll go to this section, this pre-recorded section right here. Okay? About in some circles for a long time about the word Alkebulan. Alkebulan. In some places, it's said that this is the original name of the continent that we now call Africa. All right. Well, here's what, that's not exactly correct. I said last week that, I said last week that in general, we did not, meaning the black folks there, we didn't in general call the continent by any name as a continent. We dealt with the country names, we dealt with tribal names, we dealt with cultural identifiers, but there was no known name for the continent that everybody on the continent called it. Alkebulan has been said to be that name, but here's why that's not true. Alkebulan is an Arabic word. It's only been around for 500 years. So it couldn't have been the original name of Africa. Okay? And, I take my word for it, but no, it's an Arabic word. Now it means land of the blacks or land of black people, whatever. But that's why it was not the word that was used to describe Africa as we know it. Okay? See, what we have to go back to is the Pangeic origination. You see, it is believed, and there's quite a bit of ample evidence towards proving this, that at one time all of the continents were connected. It's called Pangea. Okay? And so if there was that time period when it was one particular landmass, then there couldn't have been a name for just what we now call Africa. Okay? And as you look at this graphic here, you see how they're all how they're connected. Okay? And even that's not correct how this is in terms of the words that are up there. It's just showing how those places are called now. So what we call South America now, is once connected to what we call Africa now, was connected to what we call North America and Antarctica and India, Australia, Eurasia, because so much of Europe, see, back before the invasions, they didn't call Europe Europe. Okay, so why would they have called the continent Africa? You see, other folks have labeled the continent. From now on, I'm just going to call it home. I'm just going to call it home. Yeah, a little place called home. Yes. Okay, that's it. As always, I'm going to close in just a second, but I got to mention this because I know somebody's saying, where's this picture from? Well, all I can tell you is this. It's in a place called Leavenworth. And some of y'all know what that means and some of y'all don't. The ones that don't, you have to buy my book. In any case, I will see you next time. As always, I close with no justice, no peace, no love. KNOW.